In 1908, the Austro-Hungarian Empire made a decision that would echo across Europe: the annexation of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Newspapers celebrated it as a triumph of governance and diplomacy. Streets carried flags and parades. But Elias Morgenstern, now 25, read the same reports with different eyes. He had seen how language, fear, and loyalty could be manipulated. He had seen how empires pretended stability while quietly unraveling, and he knew that beneath the celebrations, tension brewed like a storm no one wanted to acknowledge. At the railway station in Vienna, Elias watched officials and officers argue in whispered tones. Slavic workers exchanged letters, anxious and secretive. Old men shook their heads at the flags. No one spoke openly about what was coming, but Elias could feel it. The empire had overextended itself. The ground was trembling. By 1912, Europe had transformed again. Alliances shifted, kingdoms recalculated, and the smallest spark could ignite the continent. Elias worked as an interpreter for government officials, translating letters and petitions that spoke of unrest, national identity, and personal survival. Every word he translated carried weight, and every omission could tilt the balance of life and death. When the war finally came in 1914, it was not sudden. It had been centuries in the making, and Elias had been watching its quiet birth for decades. He saw sons and brothers depart on trains he once walked with his father. He read telegrams announcing deaths, surrenders, and occupations. The same platforms where he had first learned the politics of fear now carried corpses, refugees, and silence. Elias understood the empire in a way few did. He understood that empires do not fall in a single moment. They collapse gradually, in small betrayals, in ignored warnings, in misread letters, in the selective application of law. By 1918, when the empire finally dissolved, the maps redrawn and treaties signed, Elias had already witnessed the entire arc: birth, life, and death of power. He returned to the small town on the Danube where he was born. The river flowed, unchanged, carrying rumors and histories alike. Houses had changed, flags had changed, languages had shifted, but the human truths remained: fear, hope, loyalty, and betrayal. Elias opened the notebook he had carried all these years, the notebook where he wrote the first observations of a world both beautiful and cruel. He read the line he had written as a boy: "Empires do not fall when they are attacked. They fall when they stop protecting everyone equally." He smiled quietly. Now he understood the full meaning. History had not ended. It had simply moved on, leaving survivors to remember, to witness, and to tell the story. And Elias Morgenstern would spend the rest of his life doing just that. The end.